Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be very short. We're going to be taking a look at my portfolio and see what I plan to do on this coming month of May and what happened during the month of April. Currently, my portfolio is sitting at $18,666, and out of all of that money, I have about $5,000 in cash. If we take a look at the monthly chart, we can see it's up about 3.42%, which is about $617. And taking a look at year to date, we're up about 7%, which is close to $1,300. Now, we're going to get into the options that I have and the stocks that I have as well. And also, we're going to take a look separating the stocks that I have that pay me dividends, how much is paying me, and what I plan to do with those stocks as well. As you just saw with the total portfolio value, I have about 70% invested and about 30% in cash. Reason for that is I like to sell puts in companies to make some extra income, and also I want to have some cash aside in case there's another drop. I could be buying a lot more stocks. Now, these are currently all the stocks that I own. It's American Airlines, 100 shares. This is because I got to sign a put at $10. I plan to close this, but since I have a call open, I don't really want to lose money on this to make a few cents on the order. So whenever this expires next month or next week, I'm going to be ahead and closing my shares as well if it's over $10. I have NEO. Again, I got to sign puts on that. I have Google, SCHD, which I've been buying heavy. I want to get to 100 shares so I can start selling calls. Pfizer, I've had this company for some time. I don't think I've ever been profitable in this company. I'm just trying to average down my cost. I do think it has a good outlook for the future, but we will see. The plan is to get this to 100 shares. So start selling some calls as well and lower down my costs. But I have been buying one share here, one share there. I really don't want to invest a lot in this company, as I don't think that the earnings report that they had was great, and I don't really think the outcome will be that good, but I still think it has some upside for me to be profitable. Again, we have UPS, which they did mention in the conference call. They're going to be losing a lot of business due to the canceled deal with Amazon. An S&P 500 ETF, which I think I'm going to close because I do have a Roth IRA account that tracks the S&P 500. So I'm most likely just going to keep SCHD, which is more into tech since I'm younger. Don't mind having a lot more risk. And I also have SCHD. Those are going to be the two ETFs that I'm going to keep. And my new position, which is PepsiCo. I think it's a great company. It's currently at a great price. In the future, I think they'll turn around, especially after this whole tariffs thing is over. Now, if we take a look at the total return that each of these companies is giving me, the S&P 500, I'm up about 97 bucks. Google, about 91. SCHG, about 66. American Airlines, about 11 bucks. And then the rest is pretty much in the negative, which, believe it or not, I find it to be good because that means I can buy now at a lower price in hopes for the stocks to increase in the future. For example, I'm going to be buying a lot more shares of PepsiCo, but I wanted to buy around $131, $130. SCHD, as long as it's below 26, I'm going to be buying shares almost every week or almost every 2 or 3 days. UPS, I think if it drops below 90, I might buy 10, 15 shares, and then every other decimal after that, I'm buying 5 more, and let me explain what that means. So if it goes below 90, I'm going to buy 10 shares. Then if it goes below 70, I'll buy another 10, and so on and so forth. Again, Pfizer, I'm going to be buying little by little, and NEO, I just keep selling calls because the stock pretty much stays around this price. If it gets to around 550 or something like that, I might close it and just lose about 150 bucks because I really don't want to deal with the stock anymore. I don't really think there's much upside. Now, if we head over to the stocks that only pay me dividends, as you can see, that will be a total of about $10,000. So most of my stocks do pay me dividends. The total yield for the portfolio is 2.65 and the yield on cost is 2.6. My total annual income, which I know you guys are taking a look at this, 283 bucks for 10,000, and you're laughing, but it is what it is. That's how dividend work, and they're going to be increasing in the future. And one thing I do like about my portfolio is the beta is below 1, so you got to keep that in mind as well. It's not a very risky or volatile portfolio in terms of the stocks that pay me dividends. This might increase a little bit depending how I plan to do this, but if I do decide to sell out of my S&P 500 shares, I'll be losing about $44 in dividends a year, but this is going to get added into PepsiCo, Pfizer, and SCHD, which is going to increase my dividends as well. As you can see, the stocks that pay me the most dividends is indeed Pfizer and SCHD. If we take a look at a hypothetical value of my portfolio, what is going to be like in the next 10 years, as you can see, it'll increase from 10,000 back to 18,000 where the initial portfolio is with all the stock. And in 10 years, it's going to go from $283 in annual income to $674. And keep in mind, guys, this is just without me putting a single penny more on the companies. This is just with dividend reinvesting. Now, if we edit this out a little bit, right? Like if we only put like a 5% dividend growth rate, which I think is low, and then price appreciation, the stock markets appreciate what, 8 to 10% per year. So let's be conservative. Let's do 7. And annual contributions, let's say I only put $200 every month. That's going to be $2,400 a year. And the maximum dividend yield, let's do 10%. We're going to update the chart. As you can see, the portfolio in 10 years will turn into $60,000 with a dividend income of $1,300. And if we do that across, let's say I want to hold my investments for 20 years, which is not a ridiculous thing to say. I am investing for the long term. As you can see, my portfolio would be worth about $179,000, and I would have around $3,000 in dividend income. Again, will be just investing $2,400 a year for the next 20 years. That's about it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like. If you want to keep up with the stocks that I have and the stocks that I buy, the link for my Patreon is down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.